And I found lists through friends and through Facebook groups. So I would just kind of feel your way through what feels good to you. I would trust your gut. That's how I kind of roll. Trust my gut. If it doesn't feel right, don't go there. Because I've had things that I've not felt like it was a good fit. And I still went there, and it ended up costing me money, a lot of money. And if I would have just trusted my gut, I would have saved a lot of money and a lot of angst. So I would definitely say just trust your gut and go with your first instincts. They're generally the right way to go.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of truth to that, because it's interesting how that internal sense seems to be pretty spot on, and people don't trust that instinct, and that really they should, because that's something that's ingrained in us for a reason. It's not there just because. It's not some existence of evolution. That there's a reason that's there. And it's a safeguard, and it's something to protect us, and we really should listen to it.
Yeah, and if you have a close friend that's in business, ask them if they know, because they're not going to steer you wrong. Sure,
it's like they say you are the sum of the 5 or 6 people that you surround yourself with.
Yes.
So that's certainly to me, one of the things I recommend is surround yourself with people that not only are doing what you want to do, but have succeeded and been able to overcome all of those roadblocks and bumps in the road. They've been able to get past that, and really have overcome it and succeeded from it. So that really the best advice there is learn from other people's mistakes, because it hurts a whole lot less.
Exactly.
So we're kind of at an interesting time, here that people are starting to really incorporate their values into their business. Used to, there was sort of it was the cliche. You didn't, you kept business and beliefs separate. But I personally feel like that's really impossible, and you should have that very much part of who and what you do as a professional. How do you feel about that?
Well, I was about to say what you just said. I don't know that I could keep my values separate from my business, because my business is me.
Sure.
I named my business Fresh Outlook Coach because I want to give people fresh outlook, and that's just how I try to live my life, with a fresh outlook. Mm-hmm. And I always try to look on things on a positive manner. I tend to be on the spiritual side, so if people don't like that, they're probably not going to like me a whole lot. I try to keep my politics out of my work, because that's not a good that right there could be kind of electrifying, but
sure.
Other than that, my values, I think you just can't have a business if you don't have your values in your business.
Yeah, I agree there. And like you, I'm someone who my faith is very central to what I do, and I don't try to soften that side of it. I'll let people know that is there, and that is part of it. And really at the end of the day, we can only help so many people, and so if they're bothered by that, it's okay to shake hands, part as friends, and move on to the next person.
Exactly.
Because we have to be able to go through life with a clear conscience, and help the people that really can use our help. Because if that's going to be something that is a stumbling block for the other person, then they probably should not be doing business with us.
I agree.
So what is something that you've learned over the years that that you wish you had done earlier that you did not?
I have become much more spiritual
Mm-hmm.
and much more centered. Actually, since I've lost my sight, I'm actually happier now,
Wow,
which
really?
is very odd to say, I know. But I've learned a lot more about myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just, yeah, I'm more spiritual, more uh, centered. I just feel more centered and more peaceful with myself. And I love quotes now. I read more, and I just want to share all that with people.
Yeah, that's very honorable and commendable. I I can kind of see that, when you do go through a hardship, that it's like they say, when you're at the bottom, there's only one way to look, and that's up. So I can see how, perhaps, through what you've gone through, that you're actually able to find some security and some solace in, your beliefs, and being able to, like I say, being able to look upwards instead of inwards.
Yes, I actually got. Yeah, I've had so many blessings since I've lost my sight. I got to go to college. My
Yeah.
motto was "Go blind, go to college." So, and
Yeah.
that helped me with my business. So, I mean, there's been a lot of good that came out of it. You can't knock it.
Yeah, and I like that you're looking at it from a very optimistic standpoint. It's so easy for people to be negative and pessimists, but I like that you're being very optimistic about it. You're seeing the good in it, as opposed to just focusing on negatives.
And I think that's how you really have to be, especially when you're disabled.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be, oh, poor me. I don't want people to pity me. I want people to look at me as a person, not as a blind person,
Sure.
but as a person. And I find that people forget that I'm blind,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, oh, yeah, I forgot. And it's like, oh, that's okay, because it is what it is. And, once
Sure.
in a while I need help, but most of the time I can figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my goal in life, is to make people more aware that, blindness or just disability in general doesn't mean that you have to be any less of a person. And I want the sighted people, or, like the quote unquote normal population, to realize that they don't have to be afraid of people with disabilities.
Yeah, and there are a lot of people that that don't have a particular disability of one form or another, that really could learn from your lesson, and you're being an inspiration and a mentor in that fact, that a lot of people that don't have a problem are still feel like the victim. And it's like, if someone who does have this disability is able to adapt and overcome and be stronger and still succeed, then someone who doesn't have it has absolutely no excuse.
Right. I mean, you just have to look on the positive side. You have to realize that the glass is half full. The glass is there. It's half full, or it's half empty. I choose to think it's half full.
Yeah. Well put. Well put. So I'd like to focus a few minutes on you, Yvonne, kind of on a personal level, if that's okay.
Sure.
And the first direction I was going to go there is, so personally, when you were having to start your business, and kind of overcoming the different things that you have had to overcome, what hurdles did you face personally, and how did you deal with that?
Well, I think people don't really think I have a business because, and I apologize for the dings in the background if you hear them. I kind of forgot to turn my access technology off. That's a big hurdle, is learning the access technology and learning how to work with websites and just getting around the internet and working with my website was a huge hurdle. I still don't like Facebook or Messenger. I have great trouble with Messenger. I do not make any qualms about that or secret about that. Access technology is just it's just hard.
Right.
So that's my biggest, and it probably always will be.
Yeah, and something I'm sure that people that are developers, especially if you're one of my listeners and you're a developer, think about this. That accessibility is something that we can do more of, and we can make that easier. So for anybody that's a developer out there listening to this program, take that to heart, and maybe that's your next project, is doing something that's going to make accessibility easier because it's within your hands.
Get a hold of me.
Absolutely.
Put in touch with some of the right people.
Absolutely. You heard it right there, people. So was it obvious for you, Yvonne, how to overcome those things, or did you kind of stumble upon having to come up with your own answers?
I pretty much was stumbling upon my own answers. I found a wonderful resource. It's called WordPress for Bad Eyes. And the owner and author, Jeff Collis, he lives in Canada, is wonderful. He's become a friend of mine. It helped me out greatly with my website. So I've learned a lot from his book and him personally. He rescued me several times, thankfully. I stumbled upon two very good friends. I don't remember how I met them, but they are both completely blind. And they've become, well, actually three very good friends that have become great resources. And they're about the same place as I am in business, maybe a little bit further ahead. So it's, we have a little community going.
Yeah, that's valuable. I think that's very valuable that you do create, your network around you that helps you to overcome different things, whether it be from, like in your case, a disability, or just, a network around you to help you succeed in business from whatever standpoint.
Yes.
You really do have to have that network and mentors that you can reach out to that have their expertise, and they can help us through those struggles.
Yes. And my one friend has a Facebook group named No Excuses.
I like that.
Yes. Big Dreams. Yeah. Big Dreams, No Excuses, I think. Something like that. And he's completely blind, and he's like going to New York by himself and written a couple books. It's awesome.
Wow, that is awesome. So what compelled you to, I guess your disability is what compelled you to go into the business that you're in? Was that pretty much it?
Definitely.
So maybe kind of talk me through, some of that background as far as, when you're starting your business. How'd that happen?
Basically, after I lost my sight, I didn't really know what to do.